Good evening, everyone. So, we are here, the last Nista class of the Gregorian calendar year. So, I don't know how many of you are in homes, how many of you are in some holiday location. So, I have a prompt today for discussing a quote from Shri Nisargadatta Maharaj of that I Am That book fame. So, somebody sent me in the morning and it was wonderful. So, I thought we can have it as a prompt for our discussion. So we'll begin with our Shanti mantra. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavityam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. So the quote goes like this: truth can be expressed only by the denial of the false in action. For this, you must see the false as false, within brackets viveka, and reject it, within bracket vairagya. Renunciation of the false is liberating and energizing. It lays open the road to perfection. Yeah. So I have posted it on the chat. Whoever wants can see that. If you want to copy, you can copy that. So that is the sentence. Truth can be expressed only by the denial of the false in action. See, truth, the absolute truth, let it aside, even in our everyday transactions, the transactional truth, facts, transactional truth of any situation, of anything, the truth is. The truth is given. The truth is. It does not require you for its existence. In the sense, the truth does not require our approval. How do we experience this? The experience of truth as it is experienced as effortlessness, a cognitive effortlessness. Have you ever noticed when something is true about anything, any situation, you don't have to make effort in your mind to sustain it or to tell it or to appreciate it or to be with it, and it does not generate any conflict unless and otherwise you have a problem with the truth. The truth is not comfortable for your likes and dislikes. Other than that, the truth does not, by itself, by its very existence, it does not create a cognitive weight. Mentally, to be aware of the truth, to appreciate the truth, to be with the truth is effortless. So the truth is. And if we want to experience, if we want to understand the nature of the false, the first, when we observe the nature of what is false, we see that the false requires effort. To sustain what is false requires struggle. You have to be there to sustain the existence of the false. You have to feed existence. by your presence, by your constant inputs, by various covered truths. We have to give existence and sustain the existence of what is false. Have you ever think about it? Now, anything that is false, just think about it in this angle. False requires effort, truth is effortless. This on one hand. On the other hand, there is this famous saying that truth liberates. What do you mean by truth liberates? Truth liberates by showing the false as false. Once, when you are conscious that a false is false, you cannot relax. So, sometime or the other, you will have to let it go. Or you will exhaust your energy and you will be forced to let it go. Everything that is false in your life, how you can identify? Sometimes we may not be conscious, we may not know, but in relationships also, for example, if something is not based on a true principle that is natural and true and lasting, in the sense true, it's always lasting. Okay, so if it is something is not based on truth or any principle that is true, if a relationship is based on a lie or on cover up or on drama and acting and all that, it will require a lot of effort to keep it afloat, either on both the part of both the parties in the relationship or on the part of one person. So if you find yourself lending a lot of effort to sustain a setup, to sustain a situation, or to sustain an information, if you require a lot of effort, constant, for example, in information, you need constant propaganda, constant marketing, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or whatever, all these cola drinks, soda drinks, it is good to drink that. It is healthy, or if not healthy, at least Coca-Cola is good. You have to feel good about Coca-Cola and you have to buy it. For Coca-Cola, let's include Pepsi also, because both are equally bad. So everybody says only Coca-Cola because it came first. So it's not fair on Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Thumbs Up and all of that, they require constant advertisement. And whatever is the effect that sugar high or whatever that drink has to give you, it must be possible to drink that. So with all that sugar, if you have it purely as the sugar and without the gas, you will vomit it. You will not be able to drink it. So they have to put phosphoric acid and a lot of gas and everything, and then flavors and the whole cocktail of that, then you drink, you are able to drink it. Actually, you are covering up its hidden truth of what it contains within it, which your body will instantly reject. So you are putting a screen between that fact in that and the sensitivity of the body, so that it is able to pass down through your gut. And eventually it will give you a bad effect and all that. That's later. It's okay. That we all know that. So in similarly, like this fizzy drink, our life is full of falsehood on so many levels, on so many situations, and we keep sustaining that constantly with effort. Self-deception, deception of others, deceiving ourselves, mutual deception, collective deception. That is how we sustain what is false constantly. And for deception, you need to pump energy. You have to constantly give inputs. You have to constantly create layers and layers of cover up, and then you are able to. And then what happens in time? It becomes a huge struggle. So by the time then you create a parampara. You create somebody else to take on that struggle, to sustain that drama. Then after you retire, so you have to create a lineage to sustain the drama, and the whole lineage will sustain the drama. I'm meaning both in the material sense and the spiritual sense. These cultural practices, religious practices, sentimental practices, superstitions, and social conventions, all these kind of things. You have to sustain it in order to create an artificial attraction or respect or admiration, or to maintain a certain feel of control. So you have to add layers and layers of falsehood, and you have to sustain those layers in order to sustain the drama. So falsehood is basically drama that needs energy for sustaining, and it is struggle, and it tires you. You become tired. So when you recognize the false as false, that itself is a big deal. By some God's grace, by some luck, punya, if you are able to see through the falsehood of something, it has to be accompanied. An intelligent person who really cares for oneself, at least for one's own sake, does not have the courage to tell it to the society. At least for one's own sake, the person will reject it in their mind, and as much as possible try to reject it in action. Be aligned with the truth, be aligned with what you recognize as false. Show that recognition by through detachment from the false. That's what he's trying to say here. Denial of the false in action. It's very important. There is a great saint called Avaya who lived around the time of the World War, more than 1,500 years back. A great Tamil saint, a female saint, like your Akamma of Karnataka. We had Avayar in Tamil Nadu. Like Lalla of Kashmir, we had Avayar in Tamil Nadu. So this Avayar has written what is called Avai Kural. She has also written these couplets, a lot of couplets, and there are a lot of yoga points in that. So in that, there is a and also there is this thing about renunciation where she says, Adal vendum மைந்தன் புலத்தை விடல் வேண்டும் வேண்டிய எல்லாம் ஒருங்கு. The senses that are rushing towards their objects, the five senses, if you want to conquer them, you have to leave that tendency for those enjoyments along with the things that they represent, along with all the possessions, all the corresponding objects of enjoyment. It is not enough to say that mentally I am renouncing, externally I am not renouncing. Externally all this can be there, but what is important is mental renunciation, they say, right? So that is all right, but where possible, where it is not absolutely essential for the performance of one's duties, one has to get rid of an object of enjoyment. If I am not keen on it, if I am decided, if I have seen the falsehood in that, if I have seen the pointlessness of that, it is important to free ourselves from all those objects, and that will create a huge energy. That's why he says renunciation of the false is liberating and energizing, because you don't have to keep struggling to keep up the show, and you don't have to. That is about what I told about renunciation of the sense objects. That is one thing. Basically, to say that it is important to cognitively letting go in your mind and letting go in your action. in real time, in your external reality also, to let go of what is false is very important. So that's what he's trying to say. And the first sign when you get rid of the false is a sense of relief, because you are not feeding energy, you are not spending energy on it anymore, and it is not, you are reducing the level of struggle that you have. So when we get rid of what is false, even the idea of thinking about getting rid of what is false, it will feel so relieving and so liberating. And then it lays open the road to perfection. That itself is not enough, but it will open. In the sense, that is the great beginning on the road to perfection. Perfection here means complete abidance in the truth, both in speech and in action and in the consciousness. Right? Perfection is a very broad spectrum word. We can understand it as a perfection in lifestyle, perfection in any domain. Abidance in truth in a domain is perfection in that domain. So from that angle, we'll go into that. So usually they say Maya, in the grip of Maya, they say. No? It's a very famous statement that we keep hearing. Oh, the person is under the grip of Maya. I am under the grip of Maya. Maya is holding me, pushing me, all that. But actually, if you think about it, Ya ma sa Maya. Maya is that which is not. It is what is called, what is illusory. It is we who give existence to that. It is we who are pumping our truth, our existence, our truth. We are lending it to what is not true, and we are sustaining it. It's a very famous story you all might have heard about a king who went to meet a sannyasi. Okay, a king, a chieftain or a big businessman. He went to meet the sannyasi, and the Swamiji was there saying, now that he said, Swamiji, you know, all these bandhas, all these bondages, and all these things, responsibilities, possessions, and all those, all these worldliness, it is holding me captive. I also would like to renounce, and I also like to leave, at least take a break and come and study and meditate, contemplate, self-reflect, and all that. I'm so interested by all these things. I'm so interested for self-exploration, for discovering the truth about the self, discovering the truth of existence, and all that. But somehow, though all these bondages that I have, they don't leave me. All my samsara doesn't leave me. What to do? This Maya doesn't leave me. I'm not able to leave. I'm not able to come because this Maya is holding me there in all my situations. He said, "Oh, okay, okay, okay. I will. You go, have a wash, take a shower, and come back. We will discuss about this. You settle down in your room, and then this, and come back." And then he said, "Okay," and he went to cleaned and everything, and settled down, put baggage in the room, and then comes to meet the Swamiji again. And he hears, when he was about to enter, he hears sound, "Help! Help! Help! Help!" Then he rushes to the Swamiji's room, and the Swamiji is holding the pillar. He's hugging the pillar and saying, "Help, help, this pillar is holding, the pillar is not letting me go. Please, help me, free me from this pillar. The pillar is not letting me go." He said, "What? Did I come to the house of a madman or something?" He said, "Swamiji, please, with all due respect, you are the one holding on to the pillar. You have to let go. The pillar won't let you go because pillar is not doing, it's inert. Pillar cannot, it cannot do anything. You are the one holding the pillar." And then he said, "See, this is what you are doing. You are the one you are holding to all the situation. You have to let go. The situation need not let you go. The situation cannot let you go because the situation is not holding you." It's a very famous example. You might have come across it. Here, there's a very important point. The self, the consciousness that we are, it is we who lend our existence to anything that we experience. Whatever you experience, it is because you are here present. Because you are present, you are here through the mind and the body. This experience that you're having right now in front of your computer, phone, or whatever, listening to my voice, wherever you are sitting, the air around you, this entire experience is here because you are here. Now, this is an extremely important point. So whatever you experience it because you are lending it your existence. Things don't exist by themselves. I'm taking one level deeper. You may say, even when I go to sleep and I come back, if there is a chair in the room, I go somewhere and come back, the chair is in the same room. Yes. We are not talking about that. We are talking about the cognitive experience. In your mind, in your awareness, in your consciousness, something exists because you give existence to it, because you are here, because of your association. It affects you in a certain way. Something affects you in a certain way because of how you associate with it. Something exists in your awareness right now because you exist. You lend your existence to it through the entire network